Everybody, welcome to the Railsplitter Athletics Report. Happy holidays from here on the campus of Lincoln Memorial University and from the LMU Athletics Department. We got a lot to talk about tonight as we close in on the end of 2013. And we're going to be talking about LMU women's basketball, we're going to be talking Railsplitter basketball, and we're going to be talking about the annual RoHo shopping spree, which took place last week, and that was to help 271 area children with clothes and toys that they wouldn't otherwise have were it not for the efforts of the Middlesboro RoHo Club and, of course, the LMU Athletics Department coming in to help out as RoHo helpers for that event. They've got a lot to talk about in terms of those things. LMU women's basketball team on the road as we speak. They're in Romeoville, Illinois. We'll talk about their most recent game with the University of Indianapolis. That was, of course, back on Monday. And we'll talk about tonight's game as Roger Hodge and his team prepare to take on the Flyers. Stay with us. Josh Schertz is our guest tonight here on the Railsplitter Athletics Report.
Let us help you keep it clean at Soapy J's. Soapy J's has unlimited wash plans to fit every budget. Try our $5 express wash or one of our 3 monthly wash plans. The Wheel Deal, the Soapy J, or the new Blast Wax. With our monthly wash plans, if you pay with credit card, all you do is pay for the present month and your card will be billed on the first of each month. Don't forget Soapy J's has free vacuums with any wash. Soapy J's Express Car Wash, open 7 days a week. Let us help keep your car or truck clean at Soapy J's. Soapy J's on the Cumberland Gap Parkway, Middlesboro.
The J. Frank White Academy is more than a high school. Your child will have room to grow in mind, body, and spirit. Small, safe learning environments, individualized learning plans, and cutting-edge technology. Every child deserves a quality education in a safe, nurturing environment.
Our college prep program teaches a love of learning, self-discipline, and service to others. The Academy is fully accredited by Advanced Ed. You have a choice at the J. Frank White Academy.
Since 1973, DeRoyal has been a leader and an innovator in manufacturing products for the healthcare industry. DeRoyal supplies more than 20,000 products and product lines such as acute care, orthopedics, wound care, and trauma. DeRoyal is proud to be the largest supplier of orthopedic soft goods to clinics and hospitals in the nation. Since its start in Tazewell, Tennessee, DeRoyal has grown to open factories in over 29 locations worldwide and employs over 2,000 people. DeRoyal, a name you can trust and an employer you can count on.
Looking for efficient, compassionate, and comprehensive health care for you and your family? Visit University Medical Clinic. All providers are faculty members of LMU's DeBus College of Osteopathic Medicine and are board certified in their specialty. Multiple specialties available including family medicine, pediatrics, OBGYN, and osteopathic manipulative medicine, with locations in Harrogate, Tazewell, and New Tazewell, and most insurance plans accepted. University Medical Clinic is here to serve you. Call 423-869-7193 for an appointment. University Medical Clinic.
Welcome back to the Railsplitter Athletics Report. Let's start with women's basketball tonight. Monday evening, the Lincoln Memorial University women's basketball team dropped its 3rd consecutive game when the Lady Railsplitters took the floor in collegiate play for the first time in 8 days. For the week prior to Monday evening's matchup with the Greyhounds, the LMU women went through daily practice while spending the majority of their time focusing on fall semester final exams before the holiday break. On November 30th, the Lady Railsplitters lost only their 2nd game of the season when they traveled to Newberry, South Carolina, and dropped a heartbreaker to the Wolves of Newberry, 56-48. Since that time, a 69-60 road loss to Coker College and Monday night's 69-46 mauling by the Greyhounds of the University of Indianapolis have put the LMU women at 500 with a 4-4 record on the year, and only this evening's non-conference road game with Lewis University standing between them and the Christmas break. Following Monday's loss to Indianapolis, we talked with Lady Railsplitter head coach Roger Hodge about his team's 4th loss of the season.
Good, and they played very physical, and you know, I was disappointed to how we responded to that. I did not think that we met their challenge physically very well. But again, I give them a lot of credit. They're a good basketball team, and obviously we've got a lot of work to do.
One of the main concerns for Roger Hodge going into tonight's game with the Flyers and possibly the holiday break is his team's confidence level. With 3 straight losses and tonight's game with Lewis, a team that is receiving votes for this week's USA Today Division II Women's Basketball Top 25 poll looming in the distance, Hodge believes that his team's confidence may be severely damaged should they suffer a 4th consecutive loss before making the turn into the meat of the South Atlantic Conference schedule after the first of the year.
And you know, we don't really compare opponents and compare games from that standpoint, but obviously they're a very difficult opponent. We've lost to them by 9 here last year, and again, it'll be a challenge to play up at their place. You know, and the bottom line is, no matter who that opponent is, if we continue to do the same things that we're doing and play the same way that we're playing, the result will be the same. But, I'm hoping our kids will rise up to a challenge and play much better up there.
We'll have results from the game with Lewis University when the Railsplitter Athletics Report resumes January 9th. Turning to men's basketball, last Sunday, Josh Schertz and the Lincoln Memorial University men's team traveled to Newberry, South Carolina for a solo South Atlantic Conference matchup with Dave Davis's Wolves. The first meeting of the season between the two SAC opponents pitted the two teams that had suffered only one loss on the year, and coincidentally, both of those losses had occurred against Anderson University in overtime. Here in the studio to talk about Saturday's bout with the Wolves is LMU head coach Josh Schertz. Coach, welcome.
Thanks, Russ. Appreciate you having me.
It's been a solid run here for the Railsplitters in the first part of the season, and we're basically a tipped-in shot at the buzzer away from being undefeated.
Yeah, it's that one. The losses always stick with you longer, but certainly that's one that was difficult to handle. I'm proud of the way our guys have responded. We try not to get too caught up with our guys. In wins and losses, we talk about just trying to be as good as we can be, improve, and use every opportunity to get better. And we want to obviously be a team that in February, March is playing the best basketball it's capable of, but certainly losing the way we did and at the buzzer and in overtime, and then certainly to who it was too, made it very difficult. But that being said, to go back and play 3 games since then, I think play better moving forward shows character of our guys, and happy where I think we are improving. Obviously have a lot of work to do. We're a work in progress, but we are getting better.
Coach, I know that you and I have talked many times about teams' rankings early in the season, late in the season, and when I look at the latest NABC poll that came out, I think on Tuesday afternoon, Railsplitters pick up a win on the road against an opponent that had only one loss of the year. It's a regional win. The strength of schedule that you've played this year against opponents who I think most of them, if not all, have winning records. We pick up that victory, and yet we don't move at all in the latest NABC poll. We stay idle at 20. I think there's some injustice to that.
No question. I think it's we try not to get, we're trying to get caught up in all that stuff, but certainly, you could make a case that the polls have been less than fair to us, but certainly, life's not always fair, and I don't know what the bias is or if there's a bias, but certainly when you look at our body of work, being 7-1, having played the schedule we've played, having lost to a really good Anderson team that's 7-2 on a tip-in at the buzzer. And that sent them to overtime, and then having beaten the opponents we've beaten. Coker had beaten 2 nationally ranked opponents, prior to us coming in there and winning, and obviously Newberry's 8-1 going into that game, and you can go on, but at the end of the day, we just got to worry about, trying to improve, trying to get better, and giving ourselves a chance to play our best basketball. And we've stayed in, maybe despite the best efforts of some of those people. We've managed to win games and stay in the poll, and I think the streak's at 47 weeks right now, but I told somebody that the other day. I said we've had to go. I think our record over the streak length is 85-16, and we spent a lot of that time outside of the top 10 in the country in that 15 to 20 range, despite having I think the 3rd best record in the United States over that time frame. So we've definitely earned it in terms of staying in the poll, and we've had to really work hard to do. It shows how difficult it is from a South Atlantic Conference school to get in the poll and to stay in the poll, and that's why you and I have discussed this. I think this streak, whatever it winds up being, will be probably a streak that'll be around for a very long time, because I don't see many teams rolling in 47 straight weeks in the top 25.
That period of time, 3rd best record in the United States over that length of time, and when you think of how many Division II programs there are out there, that's just unbelievable. It's astronomical. It
is. I mean, you go back and over the last, 3.5 years, these guys are, our senior class has 85 wins and 16 losses here, and have done it against, I think, a great schedule, being a marked team in terms of people wanting to, bringing their A game against you. And it's been a credit to the guys we've had in the program, not just now, but, you go back through the years and look at the teams over the last 4 years, and they've all been very different. But what they've shared is they've been high character guys with a lot of talent, and that talent plus character has allowed us to have some consistent, sustained success. And it's something, you and I have discussed this, success to me is consistent, high-level performance. And that streak, more than anything, is probably the thing I'm proudest of in terms of, you take the 22 wins in a row or all the stuff, being number one in the country. That streak, 47 straight weeks in the poll, is probably the streak that, from my perspective, has the most meaning.
When you're a top 25 ranked team or you're an undefeated team, every opponent's a gunslinger. It's like the Wild West. The most recent gunslinger to try to knock us off, obviously, was Newberry. 102-87 victory on the road down in Newberry, South Carolina, a place that's always been tough to play. It's been a place that wins don't come easily. In this particular game, you had a lot of great individual performances, and probably standing at the top of that was redshirt freshman Luquan Choice, who hit 8 threes in that contest, finished with 34 points. I think he might have been 4 or 5 from the free throw line as well. Vinny Bailey, 22 points, 17 rebounds. Chance Jones, another, I think maybe even 21, 22 points, something like that. 9 of 11 from the floor. These are guys who brought it, and for the most part, you had some other guys who brought it, but just a great team effort to pick up that win on the road.
Well, we knew going in, Newberry is an excellent team. They were 8-1 coming into the game. Not only were they 8-1, we discussed they'd lost an overtime game at Anderson, a game they led by 19 points with 14 minutes to go. So they're a team that really, obviously, easily could have been undefeated 9-0, and they hadn't really been tested. Going into their place, they were undefeated, and I thought we just played about as well as, outside of free throw shooting, we played about as well as we could play. I was really proud of our defensive effort. I thought we did a great job of trying to keep by the lane, do a good job against the dribble drive. We did a nice job of challenging plays and again, keeping the paint and making them take challenge shots. Offensively, you talked about the numbers, Luquan getting 34, Vinny getting 22, Chance getting 22. The way Newberry plays, they don't allow you to really run anything. They're trapping you, pressing you, and they're putting you in a position where you have to make plays. But like I tell my guys, if you're a good player, you love these games, it takes coaching out of it. All it is guys trying to make plays, and we did a great job. Lorenzo Ross didn't have huge numbers, but the biggest number to me was he played 34 minutes. C.J. Wakely's out right now with a broken hand. So he's been, when he went down right before that game, really Lorenzo's the only true point guard we have on the roster right now. So for him to play 32 minutes, for him to only have 2 turnovers against all that pressure, he did a great job of getting the ball out, and guys like Luquan, Chance, and Vinny were recipients of his solid floor game. And guys played really, really well. Chance drove pressure. Luquan made threes against it, opposite the pressure. And Vinny, continues to have maybe arguably as good a year as anybody since I've been here in terms of scoring, rebounding, his efficiency, and the way he's playing. So he needed to have an All-American type season for us. He's having an All-American type season for us, and that's why we've had some success in terms of, the guys who need to step up and play. He certainly has been as good as anybody in our league.
A couple of minutes remaining before our first break, Coach. When you began the year, after losing 5 seniors a year ago, 4 of those guys heavily into your rotation, did you think that 8 games into the schedule we'd be where we are now?
Well, I was looking at things more from, how good we could be. I didn't think we'd be 7-1 probably. I thought we'd have lost some more games just because I knew we had a long way to go in terms of we had a lot of young guys that hadn't played. And so I knew they would be getting experience. I thought, I think I said this in the beginning of the year, by the end we can maybe be better than we've been. But early we would not be as good. And but we've really done a nice job. I think we're improving, we're getting better. We never talk about it in terms of wins and losses. We always focus on getting better and how much better, playing to our ceiling and being the best we can be come February, March, and not wasting any days in that time, not wasting any games. And the guys have done a good job of practicing well, and I think you play like you practice, and practice habits have gotten better, and young guys are learning. So Curtis McMillion's light years ahead of where he was come Hiawassee. Luquan Choice is light years ahead of, but these guys haven't played. Paul Woodson, Curtis Webb now, so much better. And you go across the board, Keenan Peterson, and these guys are improving and getting experience. And if you can win while they're getting experience, obviously all the better. So from a record standpoint, I probably didn't think we'd be 7-1, but we're playing at a level now, or improving at a level where if we can sustain this, we have a chance to have a season that we can play for some high stakes at the end of it.
Railsplitters 7-1. Of course, they've got a non-conference bout on Saturday with UVA Wise. We're going to talk about that and about last week's Rojo shopping spree when we return right after this on the Railsplitter Athletics Report.
Top off at mycokerewards.com.
No matter whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, Subway of Harrogate and Middlesboro has your fresh interests at heart. On your way to work, try one of our mouth-watering breakfast sandwich or flatbread omelets. If it's lunch or dinner time, choose from our wide selection of classic, select, or premium sandwiches, all made to your order. If you're serving a crowd, Subway has sandwich platters, giant subs, box lunches, and even cookie platters. Whether it's dine in or carry out, you can eat healthy and eat fresh at Subway. Subway, 362 Catawba Avenue in Harrogate and on the corner of the Village Square Mall, Middlesboro.
It's the Old Town Grill.
The Old Town Grill is a special place where you bring more than family, more than friends. Bring a hearty appetite, because at the Old Town Grill, you'll never walk away hungry. A delicious change from the ordinary. The perfect place to bring the entire family. The best food and plenty of it. Join the fun and treat your appetite to something special.
It's the OTG.
The OTG is the place to be.
We'll help families adopt children from around the world and in our own backyard.
I am teaching ethics to the next generation of lawyers.
I will make a difference for the underserved of this region.
I will be an advocate for my clients.
As a prosecutor, I fought for those who couldn't speak for themselves.
I'm a lawyer and professor.
I will be a lawyer.
I will be a lawyer.
I will be a lawyer.
Saturday afternoon, the Railsplitters play their final game before the upcoming holiday break when they return to the Tex Turner Arena to host the Highland Cavaliers from the University of Virginia College at Wise. And, Coach, this is a team that is quite strong this year. We're 7-1. They're 5-2. Both of us have defeated King. Funny enough, UVA Wise has beaten them twice, once in the opener and once this week. And, you know, to beat a George Pitts team, it takes a strong team.
It does. They're an excellent team. You know, they have a lot of guys back from last year. You know, they have 4 starters returning from last year's team, and their best player was ineligible the first semester last year. So if you count him in, they got 5 starters back from last year. So, I mean, they're a team that has tremendous experience. They've got the leading rebounder of the country in Deion Boyce. They've got terrific guard in Javon Moore. Matt Day, who's a local product from Buckhorn, has done a great job for them, averaging about 13 and 7. So they got a lot of nice pieces. Blake's done a really good job with them. He's got Lee Clark still on staff. Nice to have an assistant with about 300 college coaching wins on your side. And so it's going to be a really good test for us. We've got to really dig in and play well here going to Christmas break, because this is a game that is a resume game for us.
All right. Again, that's a 4 o'clock tip-off in the Tex Turner Arena Saturday. Pre-game coverage begins on the LMU Sports Network. That's on Media Stream Channel 4 throughout Claiborne County at 3:40. You can also catch that online at LMURailsplitters.com, and of course on the World Wide Web via audio at 913thegap.com. So do check it out this coming Saturday. Again, 4 o'clock tip-off, 3:40 pregame on the LMU Sports Network. All right. Also last week was the annual Rojo shopping spree, and it was for the area children. LMU's athletics department, Josh Schertz and his team, were heavily involved in that particular event, and it was to help these individuals, 271 of them, shop for the merchandise that the Rojos had raised money for. We're going to take it to the TV here for just a minute and listen to some of the interviews and watch some of the footage from that, and then let's go to that now.
To me, the excitement that you see in these kids that you don't experience anymore yourself, you know, as an adult, you get over that. And these kids are so excited. they're so pleased, they're so humbled to be able to get this gift give to them. It's just a great thing for the community, a great thing for the helpers and everybody that's involved.
Giving back to the community, these kids really are probably not going to have a good Christmas, and it makes my day to realize that they're going to have a good Christmas because I'm getting to spend time with them and take them shopping and get them things that they want.
It's just a great organization to me. Like, for me, it's just spending time with kids, helping them out, you know, seeing the smiles on their faces. Like, these children are so great, and they're such an inspiration for us because they're just so joyful, and so I just love being here.
Kind of means everything to me about the holiday spirit. Christmas time, there's something special about coming and getting these little kids to get something that they may not get.
It's just such an honor for us to be here and interact with these kids, and I think it certainly gives our team, our players and our coaches perspective on what this season's all about. And you know, I believe that it's as much a thrill for us as it is for the kids, and you know, they just have such sweet spirits, and you know, to us this is what the season of Christmas is all about.
It means a lot because we're giving back to the community, because the community gives so much to us, so this is just a little way of returning the favor for them.
ROHO is an opportunity for us to give back to the community with the kids when they come here, to kind of interact with them while we help them shop and just help the less privileged.
ROHO gives us an opportunity to give back to the community and also spend time with kids in the community that are less fortunate, and I feel like it's a really good bonding experience for our whole team as well.
Hopefully, you know, we tell our guys all the time, you have a platform in terms of being a student athlete, and you know, you can use that platform in a positive way or a negative way. I think this is a chance for us to use that platform, our student athletes use that platform in a positive way, our program to use it in a positive way, and then I think, you know, on another level, you know, it makes you, when you are able to help those less fortunate, whatever the case may be from a financial or physical standpoint, it hopefully makes you more appreciative of your blessings and the opportunities you have. And then lastly, I think we get a ton out of it because the kids are remarkable. They're always buying stuff for their mom, for their sister, for their brother, and they really epitomize what the Christmas spirit's all about. These kids are extraordinary to have situations maybe that aren't the best, or dealt a hand that's not the best, and still be thinking of others. That really epitomizes what Christmas season's all about. And so we're really fortunate. We leave here a lot more with a lot more than certainly we give the kids. The kids, I think, obviously get a lot, but we get a lot more from it.
Well, to me personally, it's the essence of what Christmas is. Being able to help give back, help people have a great Christmas, you know, be able to volunteer in some way and help people. That's the essence of what Christmas is. I'm glad to be part of it.
Our experience is really life-changing for me, just to come out and help these kids and really give back to our fans and the community. So it's a lot of help.
It's giving back to the community, and that is, you know, a lot that we preach just with the team. And of course, you want to be involved, and making the kids feel special during this time of the year is super important.
Every time we've done this, these boys and girls, they actually thought about their siblings and their moms and their dads before they thought about themselves. So it's, to me, a lesson.
I think it's something that I tell our student athletes, you get more out of the young men and women than we give to them. I think it's a great experience to meet with them, interact, and just hear some stories. And I think it warms your heart, and it lets you understand that, you know, it's our way of giving back and learning from them.
This is now my 4th year actually attending ROHO, and it just puts a smile on my face every single year. I just find myself walking around. It's just such a great event. Essentially, this is taking underprivileged kids that normally wouldn't get to enjoy Christmas, and they give them a Christmas. They have $110 to spend on clothes, $40 to spend on toys, and it just brightens all these kids' days. And, you know, just to be involved with it, it makes you feel this is what Christmas is about.
Yeah. ROHO event, and basically what it is for underprivileged kids that, you know, don't really get to experience the Christmas that, you know, most kids that their age get to experience. And what we do is we get $150 and get to come, mainly get them clothes and a couple toys, just to try to make their Christmas, you know, as good as we can make it be. It'll be my 3rd year doing it. I did it my first year, and you know, it's a pretty cool experience, pretty type of feeling that, you know, that you want as a kid. And so just giving back to these kids is awesome. And after my first year of doing it, I was hooked, and you know, it's something that I'll continue to do for as long as I'm, you know, able to do it.
I dearly love it. It's, you know, I really can't put it into words when you go with the kids, and just, I'm a kid at heart, like all of us are, I guess, even though I'm nearly 60 years old. It just, it brings the spirit of Christmas, really does.
It's for a great cause. And the Middlesboro Rojos, of course, I'm kind of tooting my own horn. I don't do the work that the rest of them do, but man, they never cease to amaze me with the money they're able to raise year in, year out for the cause. Coach, I noticed that in addition to talking about the cause itself while we were watching that footage, you noticed that Keenan Peterson had 6'10" written beside his name. And, you know, I think I asked you on the radio show a week or two ago, what's the two most popular questions asked of LMU basketball players during that shopping spree?
How tall are you and can you dunk? For Keenan's case, he is 6'10". He cannot dunk.
He can
so
dunk.
that's a double-edged sword for Keenan. He could lie and say he could, but
KP, don't listen to him. If you're watching the show, we know the truth, buddy.
Got no bounce whatsoever, but he is 6'10".
Coach, the cause itself, I know that this is your 5th season at the helm of the program, and 5th or 6th? 6th season. I beg your pardon. He's been here so long, I've just forgot. But you've been a part of it every year that you've been here, and you know, the kids look forward to seeing the LMU basketball players. We're seeing some more footage there. Graduate assistant Tony Martin, she's taking a child shopping. But I know that this year you and your wife, Natalia, actually went around as well and helped some of the children shop.
Yeah, it's so cool, I think. You know, it's such a great thing the Rojo does for these kids, and, you know, just to give them the opportunity to have a really a good Christmas, and it's what the season's all about. And really, it shouldn't be just in the Christmas season. I mean, obviously, it should be an everyday part of life where you're thinking about others that are less fortunate and trying to do things for others. That shouldn't be just particular to the Christmas season, but certainly it's something that the Rojo people do year-round to raise money to do this, and it's incredible. And in an area that has tremendous need in terms of there's a lot of kids here that maybe wouldn't have the Christmas they deserve without Rojo's help. What an extraordinary thing to do. And we play a small role in terms of just taking the kids around, and we get the fun part of it, I guess, the non-fundraising part. We get to actually be hands-on with the kids, but to watch them shop and watch them pick out stuff, and you're always telling them, you know, they always want to stop, and you're like, no, you got more money to spend, or they want to get something for a brother or a mom or a sibling, and with limited money, and for them to be thinking of others, it definitely, you know, they're just extraordinary. And so it really is a tremendous opportunity for us. We enjoy it, and it's something that we'll be involved in, hopefully, for as long as it goes on. Hopefully that's, you know, obviously forever.
Stepping away from the LMU athletics program as a Rojo member, I cannot tell you how valuable that the effort that the athletics department gives us in terms of streamlining this event, helping to get these children in there, get them taken care of, and getting them out of there safely with the items that they need. So from the Rojo's point of view, I thank you very much, and I speak on behalf of the entire organization. But from an LMU athletics department standpoint, we thoroughly enjoy it. I think I can speak for most of us as well there. It's just a great cause, and it's a great way to get in the holiday spirit. Coach, good luck. Happy holidays.
Thanks, Russ. Same to you. Merry Christmas.
All right. Folks, that's all the time we have until next week for the Railsplitter Athletics Report. I'm Rusty Peace. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.